Hello and welcome to another video. So today marks the first official day of my month-long Plan With Me Daily video series. But I wanted to start this video off with a front-facing video to introduce a month-long project that I am working on and that I hope you will also help me work on. It is inspired by a video by Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin. He recently released a video called The Black Booktubers You Need to Subscribe To, and I watched it and it really prompted me to look at my subscriptions, which are incredibly white and not very diverse at all. He posted the video in response to world events and the injustices that are being brought to light via the media and in various parts of the country, particularly after the murder of George Floyd and others like him. And I've been following along on social media and watching things and reading things, and there's just so much to read and so much to think about. And I watched his video and I was thinking about, similarly to him, just the different ways you can support a community. And I really liked his approach, especially because I do feel like social media likes to let you believe that it is not biased. It likes to let you believe that there are algorithms in place and you're always just going to get the best content suggested to you on YouTube or Instagram, and that content is being suggested simply because it's the best. And so you're like, oh, this is the best content. I don't want to see content that's not good. And that content very often is predominantly white, and non-white content creators have a lot of trouble getting followers. Very often I've seen it come up in the booktube community in particular, a lot of people talking about that skew in following and how very similar channels can have, or channels of very similar quality, one can be incredibly popular and white and one can be far less popular and not white. And I see that reflected when I look at my YouTube subscriptions, and I was looking at them and I was so surprised. I feel like I've never thought about it as much as I should have, and the list in the description down below is the sum total of all the Black YouTubers I follow. There are 5 on the list of like 30 or 40 subscriptions I have on YouTube, and then even beyond that list, if I think about the Latinx and Asian YouTubers that I follow, there might be another 4. So like, that doesn't make any sense. And I have put efforts into, in the past, doing things like finding and supporting small YouTube channels. But I've never gone and actually challenged myself to diversify my YouTube channels. And so that is something that I want to do in the month of June, starting with increasing the amount of Black content creators that I follow and support on YouTube. And I wanted to make it part of this video series because then I can check in with you daily and shout out the ones that I find as I find them and update you on that progress. And hopefully by the end of this month, that list is so much longer than it is right now. I'm starting this project off with a front-facing video just because I felt like it was something that deserved a formal introduction, and then for the rest of the month, I'll just start my regular Plan With Me's by telling you of anyone I have discovered recently and what I like about their channel, because I really want to couple these recommendations with something that I like about their channel so that it is more personal and I'm not just giving you a random list of names, but not necessarily having actually engaged with those channels. It will take me a bit of time to go through channels, and so hopefully every week I'll have 2 or 3 or 4 days where I can actually give you a few recommendations of people that I have been following and engaging with via YouTube, which is also why this list is very short. I have not added yet the recommendations that I got from Gavin's video because I still need to go through each person and like look them up and see a few of their videos and get a sense of their style. But hopefully they will make it onto this list within the next couple of days as well. But you can definitely check out his video and just see all of them right there. In the comments, people are also starting to suggest other Black booktubers, so that's a really helpful resource if you want. Something that I noticed, however, is that video is focusing on Black booktubers because that is the platform that Gavin uses. I also do a lot of content in the planning community, so I want to create lists for both. So I'm going to start this video off by listing the content creators that I am already familiar with and things that I enjoy about their channel, and then we'll move into the plan with me for today, and then hopefully I can continue to add to this list. If you want to make suggestions, feel free to add them down in the comments if you want and engage in that dialogue. But I am going to also independently just be looking as I am doing the YouTube consumption that I always do anyway, but doing it more mindfully. So first, I'd like to highlight the Black booktubers that I'm currently following. We have Jessie from Bowties Books. I love their channel. I find that they are very good at making me think. Their channel is the first that really brought to me the issue of subtitling in videos, and I haven't seen this issue brought up in the planning community nearly as much as I have in the booktube community. But accessibility on YouTube is important, and before I watched their video on subtitling, it had not even occurred to me to edit my subtitles. I didn't know how to do it, and it's so important. Like, in hindsight, it's very obvious, but it had not occurred to me, and so I am very grateful that they made that video. So that's Jessie from Bowties Books. The second is Chanel from Chanel Time. I first learned and engaged with Chanel last July as part of the Bookie Trials readathon. She was also on Team Mage, and we were in a Twitter group chat for a while. And that's how I first learned about her channel, and it has grown so much since last July. She has done so much more work. It is so unique. Her channel is so funny and unapologetically herself, and I feel like her videos they stand out because they aren't like anything else. So they're very, very fun. I love her collaborations with Read with Cindy. They are such a fun pair. You should look them up. Very fun, very good stuff. A very recent subscription I have added and would like to call out is Nori from Reading with Nori. I found her YouTube channel while trying to make this list. I was listening to YouTube channels in the background while I was editing my description, and I found hers, and I love the transitions that she uses. They are so good. There's like this one that she uses where it's like clouds, like transparent clouds that like come up from the bottom of the screen and then fade into whatever her next segment is, and I love it. I don't know, I noticed that first and foremost. She also has like amazing makeup skills that kind of just blow me away. Her styles are so bold and colorful. So much fun. And recently she put up a video talking about the difference between graphic novels and comic books, which I had not ever considered to think about. I feel like I've used those words super interchangeably, or maybe just based on the length of a book, but she really goes into the technical details of what makes one versus the other. So that was super interesting. And then last but not least, the Black people in the planner community that I follow on YouTube. The first is Shay from Shay Budgets. She has a planner channel that is very much focused on budgeting and some lifestyle stuff and a few planner reviews, but a lot of it is surrounded on budgeting and also having a side business. So she works full-time but also runs an Etsy shop, and she is very upfront and transparent about how that all works, how she runs her Etsy shop, how profitable it is for her, like the different numbers she has for her earnings for a year and things like that, how she organizes running it and everything. It is incredibly informative, and she gets down to the point, which I really appreciate when watching her videos. And then next I have Marquita from At Home with Kita. She has such a clean and pristine aesthetic. All of her planners, they're very black and white, and she has an insert shop where she sells things like that, and she really shows you how she uses them as well, which I always think is nice when someone who owns a shop also has a YouTube channel that shows you how they use their products, because then you know, one, that they really believe in what they're selling. They're not just selling you stuff because they think they can get you to buy it. And two, you know what the possibilities are for those products. And so she uses a lot of her own inserts, and they have a very sleek and minimalist design, so you can really add your own spin to it. And in all of her videos, she shows you how she adds her own spin to it. She also does a lot of home life and lifestyle stuff and the rest of her channel, and it's very good. So those are all of the Black content creators that I currently follow, and hopefully over the month of June I can continue to grow that list. Definitely check the description for links to all of those channels, and as these videos continue to be published, that list will grow. Now we are moving into the planning portion of this video. Hello and welcome to the first day of planning daily, Plan With Me dailies. We're just gonna get into it because I am so behind. It's now 10:30 and I hoped to be doing this almost 3 hours ago. I slept in. We'll get to that when we deal with my timetable. But first, I always start with this book. This is my daily plum paper A5 planner. So this is the last day of May. This was yesterday. So I've got to move my bookmark and then take a look at what I did, what I didn't do, what I decided to do later or not at all. I did most of these things. I did that. I did that. I decided not to worry about cleaning my workroom right now, and then also not laundry because there's actually quite a bit of laundry I still have to put away. So the only thing that I migrated is the subtitles on a video that went up today, and that is because yesterday the automatic subtitles had not been generated yet for me to edit them, and so I'm hoping they'll be generated by today. Otherwise I will hand transcribe them, which takes more time, but they've got to get up, so I'll be working on that today. And then that's it. That's the only thing I'm migrating. So now we can flip to the first day of July. And something I recently started doing is for my daily quotes, I actually have been pulling a few at a time on sticky notes and putting them here so that when the day comes, I can just write them in. I don't write them in ahead of time because this ink, at least, it's the ink that comes in the Simply Gilded subscription boxes. It will transfer onto the other page if I write over it. So if I write on this page and then if there were something inky on the back here, it would get like rubbed onto this page. So I don't do that. I leave my pages as blank as I can until I need to use them. So today, one of the events I need to mark is that my boyfriend's dad is stopping by to help us with the car. He doesn't live with us, so we do try to maintain social distancing, but we really need help with the car. This is our first car and we don't have any mechanical experience, so he's coming to help us. He has a part we think we need, and then hopefully today it will be fixed or we'll be extra confused. So today I want to make sure that I mark that we're working on the car. And in my upcoming videos, I'll show you why and how I lay out these particular stickers, but I did this ahead of time. Essentially, I knew that there might be something I wanted to mark on today, but I didn't need the whole space because I'm not working, and that's about it. So I have that. From earlier, I want to subtitle the plan with me for today and work on that. Then other things I need to do include put away laundry. I also need to, oh yes, I need to tidy the apartment. And then I'll think of any more to-dos in a bit. I want to copy down my daily quote. This is from Crown of Midnight, so if you don't want spoilers for that, don't read what I'm writing, just look away. These quotes are almost always from a book that I have read. I just like taking some time to go back and look at books that I've read and find quotes that I enjoy or think are interesting. So I do that. The word of the day, I actually usually set up the day before and I forgot. So I have to look that up now. All right, so the word of the day from just Webster's Dictionary word of the day is palmy. This is technically the word of the day for yesterday, but since I like to set it up the day before, I always use the previous day's word of the day. So yesterday it was palmy. And that means, or palmy, marked by prosperity, flourishing. Or abounding in or bearing palms. Oh, other things. I just need to do this. So probably what will be in my important section from now on is this video series. So film, edit, and upload. And I'm making sure that I'm using 3 separate lines for that because this video series is going to take a good chunk of my days, and I just want to make sure that I keep that in mind. Okay, so this I won't, actually, yeah, I can write this in right now because there's nothing on the other side, and I won't be using the other side of the page until a couple of days from now. So I don't have to worry about this ink transferring to anything weird. So I will set that up as well. And then today is when I put the word of the day for tomorrow, when I'm not behind. So the word of the day for tomorrow is stiction. And that means the force required to cause one body in contact with another to begin to move. All right. Next, I usually will write in my journaling, but I'm not going to do that on camera. That is something I'm going to write later. So I have this to work from, unless I think of anything else I need to do. Well, really, I also put in things that I try to do most days. So right now I'm reading Chain of Gold. My boyfriend and I are reading The Shadow Rising. And then that is all I can commit to today because I don't know when or how long we are actually going to need to work on the car. Okay. So here's my hourly. Yesterday, I woke up so late. I didn't bother with this at all. I did most of it. I did this. I didn't do that. I did that. I decided just not to worry about that right now. I did that. I did that. Did that. I did that. And I did that. And those are the same things. Okay. So I did most of it. But this is the week we are on. All right. I forgot I had this habit tracker here. So that can tell you something about whether I remember my habits. Okay. So I woke up late. I didn't wake up until like 9:30, 10. So everything is shifted. This is when I woke up. So I'll just note that I slept in, I have showered and changed. And then Animal Crossing I didn't do. It's not on my list of priorities. If I don't get it done in the morning, I usually don't play throughout the day. And then other things that I have here that I didn't put in my regular to-do list, I add so that I can see it all together when I start transferring stuff in. So I want to post a before the pen on Instagram. I need to wash the sheets. I want to pick up the mail and get a haul video filmed. That's going to be a lot. I probably won't actually do that today. I might pick up the mail. And then I also need to film the wrap-up. That really should be done today, and I don't know if I'll have time. My spring reading wrap-up. So this is my weird list, and now we start looking at the hours. First, I want to figure out what I want to eat today. And we made a curry yesterday that is actually pretty good. I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with curries. I didn't think I liked them, but my boyfriend's parents make one that I like, and since then I've been trying to try them more, and yesterday we experimented with a recipe that I did enjoy. So I'm probably going to warm that up for lunch. And then for dinner, to be completely honest, I'm probably just going to eat the exact same thing. So I'll mark that in, and if I decide to eat something different, I'll just change it. All right, so that's my meals. One thing I really want to focus on this month is getting a set morning schedule. That's why my morning is all planned out right here already, because I want to have a morning practice. I want to make sure that I'm waking up at the same time every day. Hopefully that becomes 7, and I'll move on from there. I'll adjust as necessary. And what I've done in the morning is pack my morning with things that I'm not dreading. You know, like I'm not putting in chores, I'm not putting in packing, I'm not doing anything that would make it harder for me to wake up at 7. I'm excited to do this video series, and I like reading. So having these things fill my morning are going to both help me do things I want to do, which is film this video series and get through some books, but also not make it harder for me to wake up, in theory. And doing the same thing every morning is what I want to try to do. It'll have to change eventually. I can't spend 2 hours on YouTube and 2 hours reading it in the morning every day. But for this month, because my schedule is so flexible, I have mapped that out so that I can focus on waking up at 7. Waking up, getting my day started in like a slowly wake up kind of way, and then working in the afternoons on anything that is more urgent that I really need to get done. So now I'm in the afternoon and I have about 5 hours and probably a little into the 6 o'clock hour to do stuff. At some point, we're working on the car. I'm not the most helpful in that respect right now, but I will be in and out. I will be watching. So the last time we had to do car work, I just wrote a gray line where it might happen so that I could keep that in mind, because at some point I might have to change what I have written here. I don't know when my boyfriend's dad plans to get here. And I use the gray line just because it's neutral, so yeah. And now I can decide what else is going to get done. So what I do while I'm mapping this out is put a colored dot next to things that are already planned. So YouTube is already scheduled and I will probably get to these 3 things today. The Shadow Rising is here. It's already mapped in. I just didn't write what we were going to read because I wasn't sure what book we would be on when I filmed this plan with me. So that's done. Okay, after lunch / during lunch, I'm going to work on the subtitling first because that's something that I want to get done. And the question with that is how long it's going to take me to edit those subtitles. So usually what I do to get a sense of that is look up the video. And I think today's plan with me is actually a little longer than usual. Okay, so yeah, it's like half an hour. So it takes me the time it takes to watch the video once, to plan, to do subtitles, plus the time it takes me to edit and then replay what I just edited it so that I can make sure it sounds right. So that means it takes me anywhere from twice as long, or 1.5 to twice as long to edit a video than it actually is. That depends on how many edits there are. For a plan with me, if I'm speaking clearly, the automatic subtitles do most of the work, and then I add punctuation and capitalization and correct some spelling. For something like the Wheel of Time videos, those take me decades to edit the subtitles for because all the words are spelled wrong because they're fantastical places. For this plan with me, I'm honestly a little worried because I know I mumbled more in this plan with me than usual, or than I have been trying to practice. So that is going to take me at least an hour, probably an hour. We'll budget an hour. If I'm wrong, I'll learn later. Okay. So then other things I need to do. I will probably want to film. I don't know that I'm going to have time to film. I need to film my wrap up because the video goes up on Wednesday and I want the YouTube to have time to generate captions that I can edit before Wednesday. So I want to get, I really waited too long to film. Okay, well, let's see. I'm I'm going to try to film the wrap-up right after the subtitling because I expect my boyfriend's dad to get here around 3. That's when he got here the last time we were dealing with the car. So I will do that. Okay, so that's done. My plum paper haul video probably won't get done today. I'm not going to migrate it just yet, but I am not going to plan for it right now. After I film the wrap up, I'm going to put away laundry. Oh, I don't know when he's getting here. This is going to change. I can feel it already because I don't know when he's getting here. I need to tidy the apartment in time for him to get here. So I'm going to say 3 to 3:30-ish. That is when I will tidy the apartment. And also put away laundry in the 3 o'clock hour. Okay, so I've mapped out those 2 things. Now it's 4 and 5. I probably won't get much done because, and in this hour, I might also wash the sheets. But I probably won't get much done because I expect car stuff to be happening by then. What do I have to do left? So posting before the pen spread, washing sheets, picking up mail. Those are all small things that I can do, I think, during this time. Even if I'm distracted or other things take longer than usual to do. So I will map them out here, knowing that I'm leaving more time space than most of them are going to require. Like washing the sheets is going to take me like 5 minutes to put them in and then 2 minutes later to transfer them to the dryer. And then posting is going to take no time, like 5 minutes to take the picture, edit it a little bit, and then put it in. So that's not going to take a ton of time. And then picking up mail. And then in the in-between, I'm going to put Chain of Gold, just so I have an idea of when I might get to read it. It's going to be later in the afternoon. And my plum paper haul video is not, I don't think I'm going to get to it today. But this is what my spreads look like now. I have my day outlined here. I've squished in as much as I could because I woke up late. And now I have these dotted colors here. So the one thing not planned is this haul video. That will probably get migrated before the end of the day, but I don't know that for sure, not yet. We'll see how the day plays out. And I'm not moving in anything from my this week for today. I'll fill in habits later because I have to go back and do some stuff. I won't be packing. I wasn't up at 7. I did do this. I will do this, and I need to go brush my teeth because I forgot. So I'll do these 3 things. And then, yeah, that looks good. And see, this whole section I'll read sometime. If I get to this, I'll probably say, yes, I did read. But I know that I slept in and didn't actually follow this full schedule. I edit a lot in this hourly section. I use a ton of whiteout because no first draft of it is going to be completely 100% right. But that's not really what I'm going for. I just want to use this as a rough draft to order my day. So that's done, and this is what I will work off of now. I don't really glance back at this unless there's something specific I want to look at, or I know I have a big general label in here and I want to see what the smaller tasks are. So if I didn't remember that I needed to film, edit, and upload, then I would want to go back and check that, but I do know the process by which I put up a YouTube video. So I'm pretty much done with this for now. I will go back and add the journaling later. And I'm also pretty much done with this for now. So something else I do is open my reading planner. And I take a couple of minutes to write in what we read about, or how I felt about what we read about the day before. So we're reading The Shadow Rising, and then I also read some Chain of Gold. So I will take a minute to write that in. Okay, so in real time, because I'll probably speed that up, that took me about 3 minutes to think about what I wanted to say. Now for my weekly read, I pick a book I finished in the previous week and then highlight one as being like especially good. I only finished one book last week, so that's going to be my weekly read. And then that completes a week in my book planner. And then usually I'll go in and make sure that I've updated the monthly, which I already have because I'm still reading both of these books. And this section is also all updated, as is this. So I'm done with my monthly for the month of May, or my reading planner for the month of May. And I moved my sticky note bookmark over here so that I can start the month of June. So that's done. Here in my memory planner, I take a second to fill in what happened the previous day. So yesterday I was upset because I missed the turnips for Sunday. I thought that the lady who sold turnips was on my island all day, and then I looked it up, and apparently she's only there from 5 a.m. to noon, so that was disappointing. I need my boxes out. Other things that happened yesterday, and when I think about what I did the day before, I usually reference other planners. I'll probably reference this one. I think I just spent most of my time on YouTube yesterday. I was watching a lot of videos, I was editing videos, I was exploring some new channels. So I found some new channels. And I did some editing and subtitling. and then I tried to read Chain of Gold. Honestly, I flipped back and forth between trying to read Chain of Gold, which was not at all interesting, and then doing a lot of reading and stuff on various social media, which was just what I was doing. The world is kind of distracting right now. And so because Chain of Gold isn't something I am really into right now, I just had a hard time focusing on it. I did a little bit of reading. And because I have my reading planner, I don't always mark what I read. It just depends on whether I spent a large chunk of the day reading that day and don't have much else to mark. I will use this battery icon sticker to mark that my boyfriend and I tried a new curry recipe. Oops. And it took forever because we've never done it before, so that's why I used a half box. It took a large chunk of the day. And then in the evening, we just read The Shadow Rising and watched a show called, I think it's called What We Do in the Shadows. And if I think I woke up late today, I woke up extra late yesterday. I've been having a hard time getting back to the schedule that I want to keep. I did it for a week, like 2 weeks ago, and then last week I wasn't quite sticking to it, but I was waking up earlier, and then this week, this weekend, I just started waking up so much later. So trying not to do that. Okay. So this is my full memory spread for this past week, and then what I usually do at this point is go in and journal a bit about how I felt the week went overall, so I'll also do that off camera. For the upcoming week, I haven't even picked a sticker kit, so I will have to go do that later and figure out what I want to do when I start planning today in my memory planner. And then this I will typically leave out and open on my desk so that as I go throughout the day, I can watch it happen and follow along with my plan for the day. So I'm going to edit this video just because there are a lot of really quiet places and that I feel are kind of boring. But all in all, that took me about 40 minutes to plan in all of my planners. Some things took me a little longer than usual because I was on camera and thinking about how to say stuff, but in general, I say that's pretty accurate. I spend maybe half an hour a day in my planners most of the time. and then maybe an hour a week outside of that, planning for the week. And so hopefully you'll see more of that as the month goes on. But thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.